Hey there. So, you've built a brand. You've poured your heart and soul into creating something valuable, but how do you protect it? Today, we're going to tackle a huge decision for any business owner, picking the right legal team to keep your brand safe.
So, let me just ask you straight up. Is your brand's future really secure? It's a heavy question, I know. And honestly, the answer often boils down to who you've got in your corner. Because let's be real, choosing a trademark law firm isn't just checking a box. It's a massive strategic move. It can literally make or break your ability to grow and, more importantly, defend what you've built.
All right, here's the game plan. We're going to start with why this is so critical. Then we'll run through a must-have checklist. We'll look at the old school versus new school firms out there. Then I'll give you a simple 3-step playbook to make your choice. And finally, we'll talk about how to make it a great partnership. Let's do it.
First up, protecting your most valuable asset. Let's really get into why this decision is so critical.
You see, a registered trademark isn't just a fancy symbol next to your name. It's a legal shield. It puts the world on notice that this is yours. It's the weapon you need to stop copycats from cashing in on all your hard work.
Okay, so what exactly should you be looking for? Let's get into our great firm checklist. These are the 5 absolute non-negotiables every single legal partner needs to have.
Number 1, specialized expertise. And I don't mean just any lawyer. You need someone who lives and breathes trademark law, who knows things like the Lanham Act, which is basically the rule book for trademarks in the US. And just as important, they need to get your industry. Tech is different from fashion, which is different from food. They need to get your world.
Next up, you want comprehensive services. Think of it like a one-stop shop. You want a firm that can handle the initial search, the application, managing your portfolio as you grow, and, if things get messy, litigation. It just makes your life so much easier. Now this is what separates the good from the great. Strategic thinking. A decent firm solves problems when they pop up. A great firm sees them coming a mile away. They're playing chess, not checkers, looking at your whole business to head off risks before they even become a thing.
Of course, none of that genius matters if they're speaking a different language. Strong communication is an absolute must. You need a lawyer who can take all that complicated legal jargon and break it down into plain English, so you actually know what's going on and feel in control.
And last but not least, a proven track record. I mean, talk is cheap, right? You want to see the receipts. Look for a history of success, see what their past clients are saying, and check out their reputation. Things like awards or recognition, yeah, that's a pretty good sign they know what they're doing.
So, as you start looking, you're going to notice there are basically 2 flavors of firms out there. Let's break down this old school versus new school thing so you can really understand the landscape.
So on one hand, you have the traditional firms. You know the type, decades of experience, huge networks, big reputations. But that can come with a bigger price tag. On the other hand, you've got these modern, tech-savvy firms. They're often more innovative, maybe more affordable. Look, neither one is automatically better. It's all about the right fit for your needs, your budget, and how you like to work. Okay, enough theory. Let's get down to brass tacks. Here's a super simple 3-step playbook to help you actually make your choice. It's really pretty straightforward. We're going to break this down into 3 stages. First, you've got to assess your own needs. Then, you'll do your homework and research firms. And finally, you're going to really dig in and evaluate their expertise. Let's walk through each one.
So, step 1 is all about you. You have to get crystal clear on what you actually need. Before you even Google a single law firm, ask yourself, am I just starting out and need a basic registration? Or am I already dealing with knockoffs and need serious enforcement? Is my biggest headache someone stealing my name on social media? Getting honest here is the absolute first step.
Okay, step 2, research. Put on your detective hat. Start with your network, ask mentors, colleagues, people you trust who they've used. Then take that list and hit the internet. Dig into their websites, look at their case studies, and please read the reviews. That combination of a personal referral and your own online digging is incredibly powerful.
And in step 3, it's time to grill them a little bit. Really evaluate their expertise. Ask them straight up, how many years have you only been doing trademark law? Show me some wins you've had in cases that look like mine. And here's a pro tip. See if they're seen as leaders. Are they publishing articles, speaking at conferences? That tells you they're not just practicing the law, they're helping to shape it. All right, you did it. You picked a firm. But don't pop the champagne just yet, because the work isn't over. Now we need to talk about how to build a winning partnership with them.
Look, a great relationship is a two-way street. You have to communicate clearly and often. Give your lawyers everything they need to do their job. And then, you have to trust them. That's why you hired them. And finally, stay involved. This is your brand. Your active participation is absolutely vital.
Okay, let's quickly talk about money, because it matters. You're usually going to see 3 types of fees. Hourly rates, where you pay for their time, best for complicated stuff. Flat fees, which are awesome for routine things like an application, because you know the cost up front. And retainers, which is like putting money on account for ongoing help. Just make sure you know exactly which one you're signing up for.
When you boil it all down, it really comes to this. Your brand. It's the story you're telling the world. The right law firm doesn't just shuffle papers. They help you protect that story so you can tell it loud and clear without anyone else trying to shout over you.
So, I'll leave you with one last question to think about. After all this, when you start your search, what's the one single most important quality you are going to look for in the partner who's going to protect your brand's future?